Peace, y'all. What's good? We're here with another video. This is Machine Killer Part 4. Now, Part 3. I went back and looked at it, and I know my voice is real low. The quality is corny, so I apologize for that. This one should be better. Now, we're gonna get into another idea that I just laid down. I got some drums up. And for any producers that want to know, I'm using stock sounds. Alright. Machine does have some, like I said, the stock sounds are pretty good. Of course you want to get better drums. Um you know, I gotta move at the pace that I can move, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't have stock drums, you can tweak these drums and do all kinds of things. Tongue twister. You could do all kinds of things. You can do all kinds of things with your sounds of tweaking them to whatever, however you want. That's one of the great things about Maschine. You know, like I said, I've heard producers make arguments that I don't know why, people that own machines, MK1s or studios or micros, why, you don't really have to get out sounds. I don't necessarily agree with that, but the stock sounds are pretty good. And I basically just went into, what did I go into? Kits right here, and right here under groups you have your kits. You got your vinyl produce kits. These are like specialized kits. I'll go through each one of them. It's a game that I do. I'll go to each of these drum kits, pick a drum, and I have to create a song out of it. I don't care how the drums sound. You know what I'm saying? If you pick a sort of like rhythm roulette, where you go pick some records to sample. No matter what you pick, you gotta make a song out of it. And I think by doing that, it actually gets you more creative. I know it does for me. So I got some drums down here. These. Alright, I got that. And this I got. Let's see. Alright, I actually got those. I actually got a song now. Some patterns in here. I'm gonna run through it, see what y'all think about it. It's just a beat I put down in like 15 minutes. It's just the basic skeleton of the beat. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into this and see what we got. much. I got one more track. Alright, I actually don't like that. Alright, another trick that I do, especially with drums. As producers, you will figure out real soon that if your drums is not in sync, like if it's not sequenced tight, everything gets thrown off. The bass, everything just sounds thrown off. And one of my, I won't say my styles, I like when there's a little bit of throw off to the beat. You know what I'm saying? Not much where it sounds corny, but it's a little like, a little, not delayed, but a little off. But if your drums is really off, and then you try to build on top of that, it's gonna sound way out. That's something that I used to do when I first started. Um, going hard in this music. And the whole song would sound ridiculous. So what I do after I lay the drums down, which these are the drums right here, I'm a solo those, and what I'll do is this is your grid right here. Right here is where the pattern plays out, and right here is where you quantize. Now, these are the bars right here. You want your beats to be, pretty tight. Now, there is too tight where it sounds computerized. It doesn't sound like y'all know what I'm talking about. It doesn't sound, you know, like a human behind it. I don't know if that's just me, but I like that. Let's say I don't like it to sound too computerized and whatever. So I usually quantize at 50%. I don't quantize the whole. Once in a while, especially if I'm working with samples, I'll quantize. I'll use the whole quantize. But other than that, I'll quantize at 50%. Right? And if it still looks off, I mean, whether I'm quantizing fully or if I'm quantizing it at 50%, I'll go back down here and make sure everything is. And if not, I could pull it in if I don't want it where it's at. I could pull it in closer right here. That's a very a good technique to get your to get the whole thing sounding perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, on certain songs, I like that for when, like, if the sample is off a little bit, I just came from that being creative but not being corny. You know what I'm saying? You don't want it all off where it just sounds like but everybody has their own style, everybody has their own way. That's just my way. I hope that helps somebody out there. All right. That's pretty much it on this track. Now I'm gonna build on top of these drums. It might just sound done. That's another thing. You gotta know when to stop. And a music producer, trust me, when you keep making music, you're gonna figure out that that's one of the biggest keys in the making music. One of the biggest, if you wanna say, secrets is knowing when to stop. knowing when to stop when it just sounds right, and trust me, that's a very big technique that you have to develop. Now, I'm not saying I'm, Pharrell Williams, but I mean, the more you make music, the more you're gonna learn, the more you're gonna get better, the more you're gonna know. That's, I guess that's called training your ear, knowing when to stop, when everything, like, all right, that's it right there. And uh, another tip, or I mean, producers will notice if you're really about making music, you're gonna notice. Is if you notice about music hits, not every single hit, but the majority of hits are very simple. That's another thing about great producers. They know how to be simple but hot. Simple but banging. Simple but it'll touch you. And that shit is not easy to get. That shit takes years of knowing how to for instance, the Neptunes, which is one of my favorite music producers of all time. Not only Pharrell, Chad Hugo. People don't give Chad the credit that he deserves, but I will, because I know he was a main part of the Neptunes. But some of their hits were so damn simple. It was simple, but the groove of the song, the groove and the tones that they used, it touched it. I don't know about anybody else, but for me, it touched certain emotions, and man, that that right there. I mean, I look forward to getting that good where I know, how to create music, how it's simple but banging. It's real. That's you earn that from the more, years after years after years. I mean, you might get lucky and was born with that. Some people are, but everything you have to develop in everything. Michael Jordan wasn't born the greatest basketball player. He worked at that shit. And when you work at it, you work at music, that's one of the things that you get. Knowing when to stop and knowing how to be simple, not overdo it, but be hot as fucking hell. I mean, I'm telling you, you look at all the ill producers and I'm telling you, from DJ Mustard, he doesn't have a lot of things going on in there. But what he uses and the groove of the song makes a freaking hit. Alright, this is it for this video. Next video, I don't know. Might go into some sampling. I'm still working on being able to show you guys the controller of Maschine, because I know a lot of, the software, yeah. But the fun thing about Maschine is the controller. So once again, shout out to Native Instruments for this creation. Shout out to everybody that watched the other 3 videos, that subscribed to my channel. I appreciate it. And leave a comment if you think the beat was whack. If you thought it was alright, if you thought it was banging. Whatever, man. Peace.